Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to BTS2. We've got Newbee versus LGD coming up for our third best of one of the night for the Mars TV Dota Elite Invitational. Merlini got shorter and whiter.
Yeah, I did.
We've got Fogged here joining us for the next two games at least, and then after those two, it will be Fogged and Base Kip. So get a whole lot of Fogged Dota up here. What's the good word, man? How you feeling?
I'm pretty tired, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm drinking some Monster though to give me a little bit of energy so I can just pull through this game and just.
That's the spirit. I'm working on the black coffee, but similar flavor. Trying to get
Coffee
through the
flavor.
night, dude. Those TI4 qualifiers are starting to catch up to us. I feel like everyone is kind of in that robot zombie mode of just like Dota, more Dota.
It's been a while since
It's been a while since I didn't do Dota.
since I slept in a bed.
Yeah,
It's all
that
about the
too.
couch.
Living the couch life.
Living the couch life.
Yeah, about that. Well, let's hop into our draft here, see what's going on. Newbee versus LGD. Newbee taking up the dire side. LGD on the Radiant. And some fun first picks here. Brewmaster, Nature's Prophet from Newbee, and Ancient Apparition Doom picked up by good old LGD there.
Yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary. We've been seeing a lot of the basically the
the
similar bands across the board for majority of the Asian, even the Asian qualifiers and everything. Like Lycan, pretty much banned every single time against Dire. Batrider,
Reserve
Invoker, no
time.
shocker there. Mirana, a little bit different, but I think that it's perfectly reasonable. That hero is completely overused in every single region, except for Southeast Asia, where he was barely touched, which blew my mind.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, we do see LGD first picks the Ancient Apparition, and Newbee goes ahead and picks Panda and Nature's Prophet right away, right afterwards, and LGD responding with a Doom. So right now, the picks are pretty even. I mean,
Mhm.
Doom is a very good hero versus Brewmaster throughout the entire game. Ancient Apparition, of course, has been seeing a lot of attention. Just overall, the hero is extremely powerful, global presence, great tri-lanes, etc. So not really anything too out of the ordinary right now.
Yeah, that's for sure. Looking at the odds here, Newbee are 66% compared to the 34 of LGD on Dota2 Lounge. So I think those numbers are pretty fair. LGD qualifying for TI4, getting a little bit of that fan love, but Newbee still the pretty clear favorites here, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they will go ahead and third pick Rasta. Not a bad hero to have when you're on the dire side. Makes taking down Roche nice and easy with those Mass Serpent wards.
Yeah, and it looks like LGD was a little bit scared of some early towers being
10
pressured
seconds
because
remaining.
seeing them banning out an Enchantress and a Chen in their third, fourth ban. So not too bad by them, of course. They don't want to get overly pressed with aggression because they do have a Doom, and Doom is, not the strongest early on if you can put a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, very true. And LGD will third pick Rubik. A nice choice here. Plenty of good spells to steal already. Primal Split as well as the Mass Serpent wards.
A lot of AA
come to
Rubik.
mind.
A lot of AA Rubik combos that people have been running as well. So.
It's a pretty good combo. A fair bit of synergy between the two of them. Telekinesis can
10
make Cold
seconds
Feet procs
remaining.
a possibility, and double range support's good for the Chilling Touch as well.
5 seconds
Hard to say exactly how
remaining.
LGD will lane this. They could jungle the Doom, they could off lane him, or they could tri-lane with him. That would be a
Reserve
little
time.
funky, but they could do it. How does LGD run their Doom? I feel like I haven't seen them do it as much recently. I know a lot of the Asian teams, or Chinese teams rather, were loving Doom in the off lane.
Yeah.
Xiao 8 is the one that comes to mind with the off lane Doom, but I don't know if that's how LGD run it.
For the most part, I think I see Rabbit playing the Doom.
Okay,
I'm
so
pretty
actually
sure.
mid.
So
yeah.
it's like a mid kind of. Well, they switch the lanes up all over the place, like every single game basically. So I mean,
Yeah.
it really could be anywhere at this point. But yeah, pick slowing down a little bit. Rasta picked up by Newbee.
Yeah, everybody just taking their time. Newbee will need a support as well as carry. They'll grab Visage.
LGD's
So
turn to
China
pick.
seems to be the one region that still runs Visage
They haven't
regularly.
forgotten.
Yeah,
They
they
haven't
haven't
forgotten about him.
forgotten. The Visage dreams are real. He's been nerfed so much, but he's still pretty damn good. He's still Visage for the most part. A little
Yeah.
slower, a little weaker, but those familiars are still dirty business.
Yeah, extremely powerful. Just if you have a lot of burst heroes as well, and clap at their shock, Fury and ulti, you're gonna have soul assumption charges
10
basically
seconds
majority of the time. So you're
remaining.
gonna be able to just keep spamming out that ridiculous damage. And of course,
5
familiars,
seconds remaining.
treants, Rasta wards, pretty damn good push.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Reserve time.
Newbee shouldn't have any problem knocking towers down through all stages of the game. LGD looking for their position 1 here, assuming Doom will be mid, and looking for an off-laner as well. So, what would be good here? Nyx Assassin, a hero that comes to mind to help deal with Nature's Prophet once he gets some levels on him. That Rat Dota, a little more difficult to pull off, as Nyx Assassin can be anywhere.
Yeah, feel like I've been seeing a lot of Lifestealer coming out of a lot of these teams, but
Mhm.
right now he's not really picked or anything. I think he's okay in this scenario. I mean, Panda's quite good against him with the passive evasion, and then they do have a lot of lockdown, grave chill, and everything. But to me, it seems like they do favor that lifestealer a lot. But I'm not sure if we'll end up getting to see that one here.
Yeah, I think Newbie could get away with the Lifestealer here if they wanted to. Brewmaster is not a bad delivery vehicle. What happens if you infest in the Brewmaster and then he uses Primal Split? Do you just get knocked out?
That's one thing that I was actually I was trying to figure out the other day. I didn't get to try it.
I've never
actually have no idea. I've never gotten to see it. Usually people just, you blink, you clap, and then the Lifestealer pops out right away. So
yeah.
I'm not sure if it forces it or what. And we do see a Wraith King picked up from LGD, so not too much of a shocker here. We've seen these AA +1 Wraith King tri-lanes coming out of even a bunch of sectors of the world. I know Mouse is one of the big teams that really likes to run Wraith King AA combos.
Yeah. I think Morphling could have been a good pick here as well for a scary tri-lane with triple range, but Newbee were wise to ban him out. They also banned out the Weaver, two heroes that would have worked very well to pair with that AA Rubik. And Wraith King should be just fine. I think core Wraith King is okay right now. I'm still not completely sold on it, but it can definitely be pretty potent. I think a gap closer is key, though. We still see some Wraith Kings every so often opt to not grab a Force Staff or a Blink, and I think one or the other is an absolute necessity for him to capitalize on those deeps.
I mean, why not, right? I mean, after Blink Dagger's been changed so much, the zero mana cost is just incredibly useful for the gap change or gap cat closing, and Wraith King really needs that. If he gets kited too hard, which Newbee's heroes are incredible at doing, he won't really be able to do anything. And I personally I don't like the core Wraith King at all. I think it can work in some scenarios, but just looking at Newbee's draft already, that Wraith King is going to get mega kited as well as just have Drunken Hazels on him all the time. So if he's not going to be able to do any damage except for just spamming the Wraith Fire Blast, which isn't going to be too effective, I don't feel like.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I feel like, I mean, it wins some games, but a lot of the times when I see a core Wraith King really doing well, I can't help but feel like pretty much any other carry in that scenario would be doing similarly well. You know, if it was a Lifestealer, anyone else who can benefit from farm would be doing really well. So, yeah, I'm not completely sold. I think he's scariest when paired with Mirana. That Wraith Fire Blast into Arrow is just such a scary combo. The slow afterwards makes it such a ridiculous spell.
Or even like Invoker plus just like a Wraith King support, because the Invoker Sunstrike is super easy to land after one of those stuns. And now we do see LGD banning out the Lifestealer, so not too much of a shocker there. Like I was saying, a lot of these teams have been picking. And we do see an Anti-Mage picked up.
Okay.
Very smart pick up there by Newbee. Burning the mana of the Wraith King, of course, the obvious one. But as well as the fact is, he's just right now they can pick a bit greedy because they're not. I mean, Doom already has to focus his Doom on the Panda for the most part. So Anti-Mage is going to just be able to split up, and they're going to be able to take down a lot of towers and give this Anti-Mage a lot of space with those other 4 heroes. Yeah,
and this is really great here against the Doom. One of the best counters is just pick multiple cores. The 4 protect one doesn't work quite so well because you can just Doom that one. But if you have 2 main targets, the Brew and the Anti-Mage, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. At the end of the day, you have to pick one until you get up a refresher, which you never know. Doom may opt for that build this game. It will be a Puck final pick here for LGD, so...
It's an offlane Doom. Yao's playing it, and Rabbit's playing the Wraith King, so it is a short lane farming. I mean, that's kind of what we expected, but I didn't know if Yao was going to be playing the Puck, actually, or the Doom. So now we do see Lin playing the Puck, and we do see it.
A little bit different.
It wouldn't be a game without a Puck.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Now, especially on LAN, you never know. It just takes one of those hotkeys or settings to be all muffed up, so... Hopefully it won't take too long. But yeah, the core Wraith King. I also just, I think if you pick a Wraith King, you really want to be a little more aggressive. He just doesn't scale as well as a hero like an Anti-Mage or a Spectre or a Naga or some other hard carry. Part of his power is I think he can do a lot more earlier on and then still scale with items. And I always am just a little bit pained when you see a Wraith King go like Midas first and just free farm away for like 25 minutes and not come to fights and just think, why didn't you just pick an actual hard carry if you were just going to sit there and farm like that? So hopefully LGD will get a little bit aggressive to start things off in this game.
I think that's their best option, too. Like, they're versus an AM, Rasta, potential Visage tri-lane. AM and Rasta are not the strongest heroes at all early on in the game, so if they can just catch one of them any of those 3 out of position, it's pretty much a free kill for them because of the Rubik lift, the AA buff plus the Wraith King stun. Visage is 285 movement speed. Rasta is 285 movement speed. They crawl. They're actually the slowest heroes in the game. So if they have to be really careful with their positioning and just try to just abuse this lane and just gain an advantage at first before they even can respond versus the Wraith King AA and Rubik.
Is CM 285 as well, or is she 280? I know she's abysmally slow.
She's very slow. I think it's...
She's probably 285.
I think it's 280.
Is she 280? She's like on that next tier of crawling.
I got you in a millisecond. Let's see. Crystal Maiden, and it is 280. Yeah.
280. Okay, so she is a little bit slower, but yeah, they're the slow patrol. Let's introduce some rosters here. On the Radiant side, we've got Team LGD. Yao playing on the Doom here in the solo safe lane. DD will be on the Rubik, stationed about the bottom lane, and will actually take out an Observer Ward to get things started. A little bit of harassment onto Zhao 8, but we'll just telekinesis him and drop him right back down to the ground. Will be Lin playing on the puck in the solo mid role, and it looks like LGD will have an aggro try. Rabbit on the position 1 Wraith King, and DDC playing on the Ancient Apparition.
Something I've actually been seeing a lot of Chinese teams do as well. Instead of trying to rush out that bottle on their Panda super early, they actually get a Stout Shield. And I don't know how I feel about it. Like sometimes it can be okay, but I feel like it just ends up delaying your body. And with the new your bottle, and with the new change in the Drunken Brawler, you dodge a majority of those attacks. You don't have to really be as defensive as you used to be. So I don't really like the Stout Shield, but I can see it definitely working in some scenarios.
Yeah, it does help, against a ranged hero like Puck. Yeah, not the best. A lot of Puck's harassment will be coming out from the spells, more so than the auto attacks. But we'll see here. One of these matchups where we probably won't see a point in Drunken Haze. Puck can farm with his mana abilities pretty darn well. But we'll see how it works out. On the Dire side, you want the Honors Fog?
Sure thing. We have Zhao 8 on the Furion, which he loves, of course. We have Hao playing Anti-Mage. He's a great Anti-Mage overall with majority of his carry heroes. Very famously so his Gyrocopter we saw previously. Visage being played by Sansheng, another core. He plays Visage, I think, majority of the time. That's one of his favorite. And then we do see Mu in the mid lane playing that Panda Brewmaster, and playing the Rasta is Banana.
So it is indeed a try-on-try defensive tri-lane for Newbee. And LGD will start pulling away. The Dire team did actually block this big hard camp here, so LGD won't be able to utilize that past the first spawn of...
Yeah, Newbee just really needs to get their levels in this tri-lane, and if they do get their levels too, they can actually start to not be as careful, but they still have to be extremely careful because, of course, one stun on one of those supports and they're basically dead unless they're in a very, very defensive position.
Yeah, definitely. And with the core Wraith King, he should be right up in front, so usually melee supports don't really benefit from Chilling Touch all that much, someone like a Sand King or an Earthshaker, but Rabbit should be able to
mid lane right now, and Mu might actually go down.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wow, I noticed Lin was diving hard, but that's quite a bit of damage.
And he had the Stout Shield as well. That's really strange to see him getting pressured so
How
hard.
up top, he gets telekinesis, cold feet. Oh, they'll bring him down. Ancient Apparition secures that one. LGD with a quick lead, 2-0. Wow.
Uh-oh. And that's
Kills
a big
on those
problem.
core heroes, yeah.
I actually thought that I was going to see Zhao 8 poured into that mid lane to try to get Lin, but I guess it just wasn't quick enough, or his buddy didn't ask for help. But Mu's having a really hard time in that mid lane. I can't believe that actually happened. Puck ended up just diving right through him, getting the nice wearing riff off and just 2 auto attacks. He didn't end up missing any, so he got kind of lucky there.
Yeah, small bit of luck, but this is just a lane where you usually don't expect a kill to come out on either side. Brew usually doesn't have enough burst to bring down a Puck, and sort of same on the other side of the coin. Brew's a very tanky hero with the dodge as well. I'm surprised that there was a kill at all, let alone the Puck being the actual aggressor.
Yeah, I mean, Puck was pooled and everything, but I still feel like this is a very, very even matchup. If anything, Puck's a little bit favored, but definitely not like this.
Yeah, not favored enough to be able to grab a solo kill on paper anyhow. So LGD now basically winning 2 lanes. Puck has dominated the mid lane, and up top, Wraith King 17-2 versus the 9-0 Anti-Mage. So Hao definitely struggling a fair bit. In the bottom lane, the one-on-one Yao versus Zhao 8 appears to be fairly even as well.
Mid lane again, Mu's getting a lot of pressure on him, but he's actually alright.
Yeah, this time Puck will run out of mana, but pretty even in the bottom lane.
Top getting gone on, Banana.
A lot of damage, but not enough to bring him down. That Soul Assumption taking DDC very low. Both sides lacking on hit points, but they will back out. That Chilling Touch just cripples Anti-Mage in these early levels.
That was really strange. AA had his cold feet up the entire time and didn't use it, so I feel like if he had actually used it, that Rasta would have definitely gone down. So weird for him to hold his spell there. Now he has to run all the way back, so pretty strange spell casting there by him. And now bottom lane, it's a very even matchup, and Zhao did decide to go for Rush Phase Boots, which is definitely the right choice, and an Overvenom. And now Yao's going to be getting a little bit of pressure, but he should be fine.
Yeah, the ranged Orb of Venom isn't something you see too often, but I guess against the Doom, it does give him a little bit of needed lane control. Doom with the Basilius gets a little bit of that extra armor as well. Looks like we could see some more initiation onto Mu in the mid lane. DD wrapping around the backside perhaps, looking for a courier, or just looking for Mu to make the retreat.
They know something's up. They have a lane ward up in that top lane, so they see the 2 supports missing. So Moo's going to be playing extra careful here. And now Rabbit's not going to be able to pressure that top lane at all, and Hao's going to catch up. So I don't know if I really agree with that rotation at this point in time.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Not sure what their ultimate plan was there. Even just having the supports missing in a try-on-try, it should be pretty obvious that they're making a rotation towards the mid lane.
They were doing a great job of shutting Hao down, so I don't really understand the purpose of moving there when Lin was already doing just perfectly fine. I know he hit 6, so they can probably have kill potential on Panda, but is it really that worth it? I think it's much better just to be putting down the anti-mage. And bottom's getting doomed up on Xiao 8, and he is definitely gonna take a spill. Oh no, actually the
Doom.
Oh wow,
I don't think so. Yeah, it's not enough.
I actually thought he was gonna keep chasing him there, but
yeah, Yao backs out a little early. One more auto attack.
Would have been close. It's just too risky.
Yeah, didn't want to trade a 1-for-1.
Doom is used though.
Hao is completely caught up. Looking at CS, they're dead even now, 25 apiece. So he's completely recovered and well on his way to those core items. Probably a Battle Fury. Power treads up on the Wraith King. And here we see initiation. Cold Feet will proc, and that's another good kill coming out for LGD. Soul Assumption from the Visage, not enough. And oh, the Wrath of Nature takes DD low. He'll survive.
Yeah, and the anti-mage would not have nearly as much CS if they didn't do that rotation. They gave him a lot of space, but still, netting that kill on him there is very big, although he did purchase his power treads before dying there. Hao is not doing as bad as I thought he would be doing in that top lane, even though he is 0-2.
Yeah, he's hanging in there, only about 300 net worth behind the Wraith King, so it could certainly be a lot worse for him. Power treads before the Battle Fury slows down his farming potential a little bit, but I think necessary here. Already dying twice, nothing stopping LGD from doing that again, so just needs to up that HP buffer a little bit and try and tank up.
Yeah, 2,000 gold leading to LGD, no surprise there after what's been happening. And just about 1,000 experience, so not the biggest deal right now. We do see Visage having a good amount of levels in this short lane though, so he should be hitting level 6 relatively early.
Yeah, Rasta, same story. 2 heroes very dependent on grabbing level 6 in terms of supports. So actually, all of the supports this game are really reliant on level 6. Ice Blast coming out as well as the Spell Steal from Rubik. So that is definitely important. Puck really dominating this mid lane now. 37 CS compared to the 28 of Moo's Brew. And he still hasn't really been able to do much. Has his Primal Split available, but only 800 gold in savings. Brew is rather poor relative to how we'd like to be at this stage in the game.
Man, I didn't know Puck had that many cosmetic items, but now he's got 3 pieces on him. The Aether Wings, the Dragon Tail, looks pretty sweet. But he actually did opt to go for Power Treads instead of just rushing that straight Blink Dagger on him as well.
Yeah, and again, Hao gets initiated upon. Cold Feet after Telekinesis. They won't have enough to bring him down this time. There will be a Wrath of Nature flying from the bottom lane. Rubik will actually fall to the Visage, and that'll be a double kill coming out. Soul Assumption just a little too potent. Well played by Xiao 8, though. He comes up top and secures these kills. Now Puck joining the party. That's a Dream Coil out on the Visage. We'll finish him off. Now Lin just needs to survive. He'll be on the run. Xiao 8 just chopping him down with those phase boots, but I don't think they'll have the damage to bring him down unless Moo joins the party. Doesn't jaunt to the orb, and Anti-Mage will secure that kill. That's a 3-for-0 swing now going the way of Newbee. I think is the appropriate response, Fogged.
Yeah, I mean, they just overextended a bit too far there. They can't be playing so cocky and aggressive once the Fury hit 6. I think they should have just probably ditched that aggressive tri-lane as soon as they saw that after the first Wrath of Nature, because if you overextend it all too badly, Visage gets a ton of Soul Assumptions off, plus the Fury all coming through, and we just see what ends up happening. 3 people ended up dying, even with their mid-solo rotating, and that Puck was level 8, so he fed a lot of experience to everybody who really desperately needed it. Now Hao has Treads Ring of Health, so he's on his way toward his Battle Fury, and it just picked up so much.
Yeah, he was kind of middle of the back in farm, and now he's actually taken over ahead of the Wraith King. I wonder what item build the Wraith King is going to go for here. I thought Rabbit may be looking for a Hand of Midas this game, but went for the Power Treads. I wonder, do you think he'll go back for kind of a Recovery Midas at this point, or should he just start working towards Maelstrom, Armlet, whatever it is that he wants to start packing a punch?
I think he should probably just get, I don't think the Midas is a good choice right now, because they need to just... this is why I just don't like the Wraith King. He needs the Midas, but at the same time, it's not very good. I mean, he needs levels, and he needs to be able to pick up his farm, accelerated especially, because, he's going to be versus Anti-Mage who goes Battle Fury, but if you just have that Midas, it's like... You're just cool, great, you're getting more levels, you're getting a bit more gold, but then you can't really, I don't know, I really dislike it, honestly. Now mid gets gone on, we see Moo get doomed up, gets the clap off.
Ulti flying in, even if he survives this, Ancient Apparition will finish him off. That's a killing spree for DDC. Nice plays from LGD, utilizing that Doom ultimate, like you mentioned in the draft, very potent against the Brewmaster. For that reason, no primal split to keep himself alive.
He's still doing fine on Panda. I mean, he's died twice, unfortunately, but he has 1,400 gold, so he's 750 gold away from that Bling Dagger already anyway. And now Sunshine picks up his 6th bottom, and now he's just going to be farming a little bit for himself as the Visage, putting a little bit of pressure on Rabbit so he doesn't get full free farm in that bottom lane.
DDC in some trouble up top. Anti-Mage looking for a dive, but Hal will be repelled. Telekinesis pulls him up to the high ground. He actually blinks forward straight into the tower. DDC hits him with an Ice Blast. I think Hal's going to shatter here. Yeah, no way he'll survive that one. So, a 1-for-1. DDC not impressed, I guess.
Yeah, he's like, you're a bully. But
Yeah.
no, that was really good play by him there. Just knowing, yeah, I'm going to die anyway, but I'm just going to throw my ult so my Rubik gets a return kill. Now, Rubik is level 6. He's got 1,100 gold on him, so that was a big kill for the Rubik there.
Questionable play from the Anti-Mage, though. I mean, yeah, you get a kill on the support, but is it worth it to take a death and then stop yourself from farming while you're in the grave? Now he has to buy a TP scroll. I don't know if that was worth it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. Now, they are pinging out their big camps because it is warded again by the Radiant. Well, actually, this time it's warded by the Radiant. It was warded by Newbee before. Now, Yao is picking up his Midas at the same time as the Furin is, and now we do see, top.
Yeah, Xiao Wei TP's back, and we'll start things off with a Sprout. Plenty of follow-up damage. Anti-Mage will grab that kill. Rasta wards come down as well. We'll start chipping away at this tower. AA Ice Blast. On to Hao, and he may shatter once again right here. Cold Feet procs, and that's a Wraithfire Blast to finish him off. Moo coming around the backside, looking for a kill onto Lin. Will be able to secure that kill as he pops the Primal Split. Now goes on to Rabbit. There is an ultimate available here. He will reincarnate if he goes down. And now Doom joining the party as well. Glyph comes out onto the tower. TP coming in around the front side. Rabbit getting very low. There's your reincarnate coming out.
Steal the Panda ult. Oh, and he got it.
Oh, no. Now Rubik's going to go in. He's ready to give the Panda a taste of his own medicine. No way Moo's going to survive this one.
Really nice micro here there by him, too. He picks up the Visage in the back as well, so now they might actually get 2 kills out of this Panda ulti, and they definitely are going to end up able to get this Visage as well.
Yeah, very nicely done.
Oh, you got to dispel that Grave Chill. Come on, man.
Ooh.
That advanced Panda Rubik micro.
Can they still do it?
They should be able to chase him down. I mean, the reaction... Newbee had just died with plenty of their heroes, and they do see Xiao Wei ported bottom to just make more space, so... Very nice fight there by LGD. Hao, again, just playing too aggressive, I feel like, that anti-mage. He blinked in and he got ward trapped by his teammate, which was really unfortunate.
Yeah, I took a moment where I was just like, oh, Rasta wards come down. It's
Yeah.
like, he's ward trapped. Wait, aren't they on the same team? Oh, that's a big misplay. Yeah, that was unfortunate. He blinked forward and then got ward trapped instantly. That's a big-time bummer.
They did bring down the tower, at least, and they forced a lot of reaction to that top lane, but... Overall, it's not the biggest gold lead to LGD off of that, but a lot of experience is going to be going their way. Now, we do see Banana invis down bottom, so he's going to be going on Puck and Xiaoi. It's getting gone on. A ult flying through, and let's see if they're going to get Lin out of this, though.
Yeah, AA ult will connect. Xiao Wei in danger of shattering. They'll be able to bring him down, and... Nope, I think he's okay.
Yep, he's fine.
So, well, Puck maybe a bit overzealous there. Of course, didn't know that there was so much support inbound. Rasta wards are back up, so this bottom tier 1 tower will take some pretty heavy pressure. LGD rotate mid, and they'll try to make it a tower for tower exchange. Newbie pop the glyph, and they start rotating their way over. But good use of these Rasta wards. So far, Banana's been doing a very good job. And he'll TP mid, and he'll TP to his death.
That was
Much.
a really weird
That was...
Roland, what are you laughing over there for?
Miscommunication, I guess. Yeah, Roland's giggling over there. He's ruffling up a storm.
Moo actually just collapsed before blinking there as well, so they were thinking about going in on the Yao and all of them, but I think he probably just second-guessed himself, so was like, that's not really, it's too risky, but didn't cancel the clap. And Rabbit did opt to go for that Midas that you were talking about.
Okay.
So I think it actually ends up being okay, because they ended up getting so much out of Hao dying, and even though Hao has died twice, he's getting very close to his Battle Fury. He's got Treads, Claymore, and Perseverance on him.
Yep. And a decent timing at that. Power Treads and Battle Fury by like 15, 16 minutes. That's a pretty darn solid timing.
Yeah.
So, especially considering he's died 4 times, that's all the better. Of course, the 2 tower kills are helping make up for that. So some things going in his favor. Now, what's Doom up to? He did go hand to Midas. He is the #1 farmer on net worth. 2, 0, and 3. They haven't put a lot of pressure onto Yao. He's also level 11, which is quite useful given how effective he is against the Brewmaster. Midas Gaming is back, Fogged. 3 Midases in this game.
Indeed it is, and they do have a ward on that hill, and now Moo's going to spot them out before the smoke breaks. Pretty unfortunate there for them. They're chasing him, but no cigar.
Yeah, no cigar indeed. They'll poke into the Roche pit. Looks like Doom just moving into a mech. Has enough to complete it, and we'll have that delivered momentarily here. Rubik just pops the Primal Split. I guess it was close to expiring from him. So
yeah, might as well. He sends the
know.
Storm Panda out to go scout everything out as well. And you might as well just use it because, you're going to lose it anyway. And Banana now going top, they look like they want to take another tower. Because if they do control and take down all of these towers before LGD is able to respond and take some, LGD's lineup isn't really the best at pushing in comparison to Newbee. So if they're able to open the map up for how to be able to get farm up once he gets that battlefield, it's going to be very, very optimistic for them. And as well, we do see Visage on his way toward his mech as well. He's not opting for that egg scepter, which we do see very often.
Yeah, probably after the mech comes out, but smart item pickup given that there has been a fair bit of fighting early on. They will defend this bottom tier 1 tower. Mu hops in, gets silenced right away, but does a lot of damage. And he will get the primal split off. Now looking to get aggressive. Nature's Prophet finds a double kill on the Rubik and the Puck. Oh no, it's a disaster for LGD. Now Rabbit gets completely isolated. No ultimate available here. Ice Blast flies in, doesn't connect with anything. Bittersweet as he falls with 19 seconds to spare on the reincarnation. It's a 3-for-0 triple kill for Xiao 8's Nature's Prophet. Plus Newbee did finish off this top tier 2 tower. It's a multifaceted win.
Oh man, and that was way too overzealous by them. They saw everybody dedicating top, but their team fight overall isn't really that great. And Puck is now extremely far away from his Blink Dagger. He's still like about 900 gold away from it. And I'm not sure if I agree with the Tread purchase. I think it could have worked if he didn't end up dying so many times, because top, he kind of like, he went up there, he got a kill on like a Visage, and then gave his life to an AM, and they gave a triple kill to him. So some strange decision making by LGD, and I don't feel like they're giving Yao the credit. Like, he's got so much farm on him, and he's not been able to come into all these team fights, and they're fighting without him and just ended up getting wiped. And it's going to be a big deal, because now Xiao 8's got Book 2 finished up on him. He's going to have Book 3 very easily, and overall Newbee's Roche lineup is extremely powerful. There's nothing LGD can do if they get into that Roche pit.
Yeah, I think they absolutely have to fight around the Doom ultimate. It's great that Yao's finding farm, but at the end of the day, you know he's not going to carry as hard as an anti-mage, and this is that time where LGD need to shine. They need to take some successful fights here in this mid-game, and they need Doom with them, if for nothing else, because he's the mech carrier. It is absolutely crucial in these team fights that they have that AoE heal. How now has a Battle Fury complete. Looks like they'll do a little bit of anti-mage hunting, but their smoke will get revealed as he's on the high ground, and their efforts will be thwarted as he continues to clear out the jungle.
Shansheng being really smart with his Visage, though, Visage birds.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What's happening?
Puck just used his orb aggressively there. He shot his orb forward as they're all right here. I thought Mu was just going to blink on him, recognizing he has no escape. But
yeah, Sancheng was actually following around the anti-mage with his Visage familiar, so in case anything did happen to him, he could buy him a little bit of time with the drops Suns. And now we do see LGD trying to push top tower, and
meanwhile, Newbee have already taken out their tier 2 in the bottom. They're doing so well with these roster wards. Every cooldown, they're just finding some way to either get a kill or a tower, or even both at times.
Mid lane now,
the
Puck
mid.
getting gone on. He still doesn't have the Blink Dagger.
Oh, no orb either. It's a disaster. They'll hop forward. He gets the orb off, but no time to jaunt to it. Now Doom coming in. Can't get it onto the brew. He still goes into the primal split. He has the ultimate. Rabbit comes in. But there he gets thrown into the Cyclone. Maybe they can get a kill onto Xiao 8.
Nice AA Ice Blast coming in, but it doesn't look like it's really going to do enough.
Yeah, they finish off Xiao 8, proc the reincarnation. Rabbit comes back up. Brew goes back into panda form. There will be a TP to this tier 1 tower, and it is DDC on the Ancient Apparition. Newbee will be okay with a 1-for-1 trade. They use the high ground to their advantage. They turn and drop Yao. And that's why you don't want to walk up to the high ground into fog, because there could be a trap card waiting for you.
Yeah, no. I mean, the game is just opening up so much for Newbee. They're getting so many towers. They're getting basically free kills at the same time of it, forcing all of the possible reaction from LGD, and they're gaining all the benefit from it, because Cow is surviving throughout all this and gaining just absolutely so much, while Panda's on his way toward his Ag Scepter. Visage finishes up his mech. Rasta's about to have a Blink Dagger as well as earn Arcane Boots. So overall, everything is just going in Newbee's favor at this point. The creep score is extremely low across the board on all the heroes. But overall, this is just so in favor of Newbee. The Puck actually finally gets his Blink Dagger online, and now it's at this point 19 minutes. It's a bit late for him.
Yeah, Puck really wants to get that early blink so he can start controlling the game a little bit, moving around, helping the other lanes, and getting some momentum. When the blink is delayed this much, it loses so much of its potency. Newbee will smoke into the Roche pit. Double damage up on the Brewmaster, so this should be a
and they throw the
pretty easy
wards.
road.
Oh, one of those wards did not get in there.
The reject ward here, poor guy. Oh, man. The loneliest ward.
I think I know what it's like to be a reject. It's okay, ward.
The North American wards. Something like that.
Roshan
yeah,
has
there's-
Roche
fallen
falls
to the
and
dire.
yeah.
There's nothing that, like I said, LGD can't do anything to get in that pit. They didn't even have a medallion on the side of Newbee, but they did dedicate the Rost awards, and just overall their lineup is amazing for Roshan. And now Anti-Mage picks up his Vlad, so he's gonna basically infinite sustain to just permanently be running around farming all over the place. And now LGD's jungle is about to start respawning because Newbee's ward in their woods is actually going to expire right now, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see the Anti-Mage blinking into the Radiant jungle and just taking a lot of their farm because he doesn't feel too pressured right now.
And Brew is well on his way to an Egg Scepter, about 800 off those.
Ooh, how
those
might get
last
actually
two
gone on
pieces.
now mid. But he does have the Aegis, so even if they do kill him here, it's not going to be the
Feels the
biggest deal.
smoke. Doom will not throw the ultimate out. He'll save it. They bring down the Aegis straight away. Now they'll go on to Yao. Pops the mech before he falls. How? He's respawned. Soul Assumption doing a lot of damage here. Throws the ultimate out onto Banana. Or pardon me. Yeah, it's out onto Banana. So no Rost awards for you. He'll get initiated upon. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Yao falls. And it will be a Doom for Shadow Shaman exchange, but it's not over yet. Newbee still pursuing. They get the Tornado off onto Rubik. Anti-Mage hops forward, but Rubik blinks back to safety. Glyph comes out. Newbee may still finish off this tower. Doom will actually buy back. Has no ultimate here, but it'll be enough to finish off Hal. Utilizes that War Stomp he sucked up from a Centaur earlier on. Lin taking a lot of damage. He'll survive for now. Rubik also on the run. Zhao 8, he gets finished off by the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast. The LGD take a very successful team fight. Not only do they burn the Aegis, but they kill Anti-Mage and a couple of his buddies.
Newbee completely overextended there. They killed, like, I think they killed Yao, and I feel like right when they saw that buyout, they should just back up instantly because although Doom was used, they have to watch out because he did have that Centaur Stomp as well as the team's mech. So he was able to heal up his teammates as well as just be that standing force in the front lines. And they had already used their Panda ultis. I'm pretty sure one of the familiars ended up dying. No, they didn't end up dying. They just weren't able to do that much damage. And yeah, I mean, game's bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, it really is. Very back and forth, though. Newbie still holding on to a small lead, about 3,000 gold, 1,000 experience or so. I feel like the name of this game has just been Anti-Mage overcommitting. He's now 3-5-3, and in that fight we saw, yeah, he can do some damage with that Battle Fury, but he's a glass cannon right now. Less than 900 hit points with his power treads off of strength. He's pretty easy to take down. 1 or 2 stuns and a couple of right clicks. Next thing you know, Anti-Mage is a corpse.
My biggest concern really is going to end up being just... I don't understand how they're going to really deal with the Anti-Mage Furion split push. Furion's he has a book 3 pretty early. He's going to be able just to constantly keep the lanes pushed out, even though DDC is actually doing a great job on this AA as well. I just wanted to point that out before I kept going. He's almost got his Ag Scepter. He's about to be level 11 in this aggressive tri-lane, so he's doing very well for himself. But yeah, I don't know how they're really going to be able to just deal with the Furion AM split push. AM's got the Vlads, like I said, so he's got his own self-sustain. And he's just going to be able to take control of the majority of the map as long as they are playing around playing it properly with his supports relatively close to him in case he gets jumped on.
Yeah, for sure. And now we see Anti-Mage just farming away in the jungle with some of his buddies intact. DD just hanging on to his 4 staff. What's Yao up to? Looks like BKB will be his next item of choice. Nothing too crazy there. And Wraith King,
He needs
to blink into BKB.
He really needs to go for that BKB. The book 3 is finished, so if his mana gets burned and he does not have enough magic stick charges to get his ulti off, he can just straight up die and not even get the reincarnate up, of course, because of the Anti-Mage and the book.
Yeah. So Wraith King will have to start moving into damage items coming up next, though, because I feel like very soon in this game, LGD will be feeling that lack of damage.
Yeah, for sure.
Given these more defensive item pickups. Like you said, necessary, but we'll see where they go from here. Initial towers have gone down. It was a good play in that last fight to throw the Doom out onto Banana. He didn't get to use the Mass Serpent wards, so that is one thing that went heavily in favor of LGD in that last engagement. But only one outer tower remaining. It is this tier 2. So like you were talking about, LGD, although they can take okay fights now, if they make one misstep, their structures will fall very, very quickly.
Yeah, and the only reason that fight even ended up being so well is just because of how it's bad positioning in the beginning with the Aegis and just getting picked off before his team was able to react at all.
Yeah. Yep, indeed. Banana, he's hiding in the trees down here in the bottom lane.
Sneaky.
He's setting a trap or just hanging out, AFK grabbing some coffee, but yeah, he'll set the trap for now. Both teams playing a little more passive, just sitting back, farming up those core items. Doom close to finishing his BKB. Ancient Apparition very close to that Ag Scepter now. We'll have enough from that static gold gain momentarily, and there you have it. That is actually a really big item pickup. Also, level 2 Ice Blast. Maybe that's what LGD needs to start turning these fights around.
Yeah, if they can get a very big Dream Coil up with the Waning Rift and Illusory Orb, plus the A ult coming on top, it can actually blow up majority of the team members on Newbee, except for probably the Panda, unless they have a lot of following up lockdown.
Yeah, it's an item that I learned very quickly on in my casting career. Do not underestimate an Egg Scepter on Ancient Apparition. It is absurd how much damage it puts out on those squishy supports. And
yeah,
even Anti-Mage, for the sake of what we're talking about, kind of a squishy hero here, only 1,000 hit points with treads on strength. So.
But he did go for, on the Anti-Mage, instead of going for the stat build, which we haven't seen a lot, he maxed his spell shield this game, so not really too surprising looking at the lineup of LGD that he would do that instead of getting stats. And he didn't even max the mana break either. He got 3 points in it, which is more than enough, and he's on his way toward his Manta pretty soon.
LGD smoked up with all 5 in the mid lane. They'll rotate through, perhaps looking for someone in the dire jungle, but they won't find anyone there. Newbee are busy taking out their stacked up Ancients. Just a double stack, some Thunder Hides, and a couple of those Black Dragons. But at least Newbee are stacking the Ancients, finding some additional farm for their Anti-Mage. He is still number 1 on net worth. Not by a huge amount, about 2k up on the Wraith King, but still farming very well. LGD with their fresh BKBs, they are hungry for blood, though. Looking for a fight.
I mean, LGD has decent team fight, but they need to get, like, the perfect engagement. And even if they do, I feel like Newbee just doesn't even need to pick a fight if they don't want to. Sure, they have the Panda and everything, which is amazing for team fighting, but they can just split the game up. Their late game is infinitely times better than LGD's. All the way to the late game, Furion's just going to be able to look at the way the lanes are right now. LGD is just constantly having to try to push their lanes out. They have mid a bit pushed in, but this whole time, like, if you see where they're completely suffocated. You see Newbee just taking control of their entire jungle, farming it, pushing all the lanes in, farming it, farming their own woods, farming their Ancients. Like, LGD just needs to start making some action, finding pickoffs, but Newbee seems to be much more aware of this, and they're sticking together and just, you know, letting Anti-Mage do his own thing.
Yep. It's been quiet here in the mid-game since that last skirmish, and yeah, I agree. It really does benefit Newbee, and we see the gold graph and experience as well, just continuing dipping further in the favor of the Dire. The Battle Fury Anti-Mage just farms so quickly. Supports are stacking around for him, just making rounds in the jungle.
Yep, Zhao like, I'm on D-Ward duty now. Pops his book, is just running through his own jungle just to get all those wards down. Yeah, he didn't get that last one, but it's not even that big of a deal. Now, Newbee is trying to put a little bit of action, though. Sending their Anti-Mage top to keep the lanes pushed out. Keep that lane pushed out, while the 4 of them smoke into the enemy jungle toward their Furion, and just keep pressure on that tier 3 tower.
Newbee might go for a little bit of a race here with Anti-Mage pressuring top. They've got Rasta wards available. Ice Blast will fly in, connects on 2, but wards come down. Trans come out as well, and yeah, maybe they'll do a little chip damage to this tier 2, but all of a sudden, LGD in a rough position. Rabbit gets initiated upon. Primal Split comes out. That procs his ultimate. Now Doom coming in. Has the Doom available. BKB popped by Wraith King. Will be able to chop down the Shadow Shaman. But there's your Cyclone out on the Doom. The Rasta ward still chipping into this tower. Gets it down to about half health. The Wraith King will repel, and at the end of the day, I think Newbee will be okay with that exchange. The Anti-Mage did a lot of damage to that top tier 3. Now Hal will be forced to blink out to safety. But Newbee, they lose their Rasta, but they do a lot of damage.
LGD's just, like I said, they're really just gonna get split push. Newbee knows this too. They ran 4 heroes bottom, dropped the wards right away. You know, they popped the Wraith King ulti, which I don't think is really the best idea, but why not? You know, they
burning his 10-second BKB, I think, is more the victory there than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a really good movement there by Newbee. They understand what they need to be doing in this game. They need to just split them up, let Anti-Mage just do his own thing. And that's what they're doing. Zhao going to be picking up his Sheep Stick really soon. Hao can be picking up his... He's got his Manta Butterfly... Or Manta Battle Fury Flats. Same Derp Fest all over the place.
This Derp.
And if he wants, he can go for a Heart or a Butterfly. I think Heart is probably the better choice versus their lineup. And now Puck is trying to get a kill on Zhao, but Zhao very, very aware of all of this is going on.
Yep, he'll just hop back home and, well, try to regen in the well, but, yeah, the Ice Blast will make that a little difficult. Just throws out the Wrath of Nature, and, in the mid lane, Rabbit hops forward, will finish off one of the familiars, takes a Drunken Haze.
To the face.
Yeah, that's it. He'll just back out. Great thing is level 16 now, so that ultra short cooldown on Reincarnation. Looks like he's on his way to either a Mjolnir or an AC. Does have the Hyperstone, but again, the Rat Dota commences. How in the top lane, Furion and Rasta in the bottom. They'll just push the lanes in, and LGD have no option but to retreat and defend against the Rat Dodo.
There are 0 wards on the map right now for both teams.
You're right about that.
We do see DDC just picks up obs as I say that, and he's running up to go try to get some vision somewhere.
Yeah, both sides lacking that map control.
Wow,
Roche
hiding in the trees.
has respawned. Yeah, this is standard stuff. There's your Scythe device coming out for Nature's Prophet, though, and how just being so irritating. As soon as the wave spawns, Blinks over, chops it down with the Battle Fury. They are starting to converge around him, though, so he needs to be a little careful. Blink Dagger picked up on Doom for some long-range initiation. But look at this. Hal just gets a free Tier 3 tower while LGD are trying to figure out how to lock him down or how to find the initiation. They hand over a free tower. Doom walks his way over. Still doesn't find him.
Being sneaky. Ooh.
Try and scout it out. Uh-oh. But nope, he'll blink back.
To no avail.
He has pulled 4 heroes here, and they still can't find him. Even the range racks, they take a good 30% damage or so. That's a victory.
Yeah, no, yep.
And
Roshan again.
Yeah, creates space for the rest of his team to finish off Roche.
And look, the same thing I was saying. They're completely suffocated. They're not even able to farm anything because they're constantly running around trying to stop this damn annoying anti-mage. And their lanes are just extremely pushed in. Now Rabbit's trying to push out the mid lane, but overall the lanes just are always on their side. They can't really be doing anything because if they smoke up and go for a kill, it's like, look, all the lanes are pushing in, no one's farming it.
Yeah. It's true. Newbee just... They have a stranglehold right now, and they're slowly tightening their grip. And as you mentioned, they've got the late-game advantage, so there's really no reason for them to press the issue. They know they can sit back and farm and still kind of come out ahead in the end of things. So, looking good. Hal is now rotated down bottom. He has 5,000 gold in savings. So whether it's a heart, whether it's a butterfly, he'll have it coming out pretty darn soon.
Yep. And yeah, they're perfectly fine with this. Newbee's like, cool, give us the space to farm, and we'll take it, and you guys are going to be extremely punished by it. And yeah, Wraith King obviously cannot farm nearly as hard, nor push out lanes the way an anti-mage with a Battle Fury can.
Yep, and all the while, LGD just falling further and further behind. That Tier 3 tower helped the gold graph, but now 7,500 in the favor of Newbee. So this static FarmFest game is just continuing to go their way.
Full BKB.
Yeah, BKB by Anti-Mage.
Now how the hell do they kill him? They've got no lockdown besides, they have to dedicate the Doom to him, and that means Panda's going to 100% get his ulti off, and the Rosta's going to be able to deploy his entire arsenal of spells.
Yeah, Doom is their only tool now to try and shut him down.
Yeah, and Sansheng, he knows that he doesn't even have to go for this Ag Scepter on a Visage. He just goes for the Force Staff for the support type Visage, which we do see them do a lot more than going for that Ag Scepter, because it's just, I mean, it's nice, of course, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, especially in this game. They have plenty of damage output with that. Nature's Prophet is kind of your third core here. He's going to, not a carry build, but not a utility-based build. Necro as well as the Scythe of Ice. I guess there's kind of utility items, but you know, it's not like a support. It's not like a mech Nature's Prophet, which we have seen from time to time.
It's such an awful feeling just being like, oh, we're 16-13 and we're losing pretty badly now.
It looks kind of even in hero score, but yeah, much different game than even the graph would have you believe. 7,000 gold isn't game ending, but Newbee are in just such a great position. They will do a 3-man smoke, rotate their way through the Radiant jungle. Sight set on the bottom tier 3. It looks like Glyph is up for LGD, so they should be able to hold at least the initial onslaught. But
I'm still wondering why he did end up going BKB on anti-mage over like a heart. I mean, he didn't have like 4,000 gold. He had like 6,000 gold, so he could have really bought anything. So I don't really think that that's the best purchase, but it's probably gonna end up working out just fine. That item,
just playing it safe.
I don't think that the item for him really makes that much of a difference depending on what it is. And now they're drawing a line to him, but How is not going to get caught out by that.
Yep, and Newbee are nearby in the jungle, so even if they initiated onto How, could be worthwhile bait, given that he's holding the Aegis, and he could have jumped right on top of him. The only one not with him is Zhao 8. He's up top, and of course he can just teleport right into the heat of the battle. Nature's Prophet already with 3,100 gold following that Scythe of Ice. So I don't know where he's going to go from here. Maybe just transition into more of a right-click carry. Something like a Desolator wouldn't be bad at this point. Even just to help knock down the towers a little more quickly if that's the route they want to go.
Yeah.
Orchid wouldn't be bad either if they can initiate onto the Doom. Something like that. We'll see where he goes.
Late game Orchid, not so good versus BKBs.
That's a fair point. Oh yeah, he has BKB. All right, you know, strike that one from the record, Fog. That was a silly thing to say. Derp all over the place, but
it's all good.
I was just thinking about items that he gets that helps with the right click. I don't know. What do you think Nature's Prophet's going to go next?
He's probably just gonna go for damage. It could be a lot of different choices. It could be MKB, it could be the AC, it could be the Mjolnir, it could be multiple different items. I don't think he's really locked into any position of going anything.
No, probably not.
How getting pinged out. They do see him thanks for that nice ward by DDC up there, but I don't know if they're gonna be able to get him. He does have the Aegis still. He has a BKB, which makes him basically impossible to kill unless they doom him and just blow everything on him. And he is gonna be going for that butterfly instead of that heart.
Yep, does have the Eagle Song picked up already. Blinks further forward into the trees. Yeah, we see some pings coming out. Well, they know that he's in this tree line somewhere. They don't know exactly whereabouts. They will start to converge over, and oh, it's a Shadow Blade on Nature's Prophet. Interesting. Uh-oh. Invisible Brew coming around the backside. He finds DD, and there's your Primal Split. They throw the boulder, and they secure the kill. That's
Worth
a dead
it.
Rubik.
Worth the Panda ulti.
I mean, he hasn't used it in, I don't even know, probably like 10 minutes or so you might as well just use it anytime you find anybody at a point like this in the game. And yeah, they don't even need it for the team fights, because they're not team fighting. They're just going to split push. They're rat doting all over the place.
They sure are. And there's your Butterfly. Oh, God. How is... He's out of control. 2,100 on net worth now.
Pushy, pushy.
Pushy, pushy, pushy.
It's Brax's favorite thing to say.
Pushy, pushy.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Pushy, pushy.
Yeah.
All right. Noted for the future.
Noted.
I'll remember that.
And yeah, oh, Zhao went for Lothars instead. So he's
Yeah.
going to be looking for some pick-offs,
Radiant's
but
middle tower
LGD is
under
barely
attack.
even leaving their base at this point. So a bit of a strange pick-off.
Yeah,
there,
nothing like that post Scythe of Ice 35-minute Shadow Blade. Classic.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's not bad. It gives him a little bit of extra right-click damage, as we talked about, and attack speed, and gives him some more utility. But yeah, as you said, you're kind of past that point of finding solo pickoffs.
Yeah.
LGD will seldom be by their lonesome.
Yeah, I don't really like it, but you know what? At this point, like I was saying, I don't think the items are going to make the biggest difference in this game right now. And we do see Rabbit's picked up a decent amount of farm in, the downtime that we've had for, there's been like 3 kills in the past 15 minutes or so. And he's got his Mjolnir finished up. He's got a Demon Edge, and he's going to be on his way toward his MKB. So he's actually going to be dishing out a pretty good chunk of damage.
Yep. Oh, they get a ward up on the high ground here, so Anti-Mage won't be able to do his trickery quite so easily. Looking for a kill onto DD. Ice Blast comes flying through. Will connect onto the Anti-Mage. Doing a lot of damage, and Rubik will fall, but in comes the Doom. And wow, Doom just getting obliterated. Now the puck falls as the Pandas come in. Doom, BKB on, running away. And Ancient Apparition, he'll get Cyclone. Looks like they'll just turn their focus. They doom the Anti-Mage, but they just have no follow-up to bring him down. Now it's expired. Plenty of hit points to spare. It's an easy 3-0, and we're seeing that farm from Newbee really come into effect here.
Yeah, and when the when the Butterfly was picked up, he sold his Wads because he knows, I don't need that anymore. There's no point. I'm gonna be going for my Heart or my Abyssal next.
And yeah, now with 3 dead, buybacks looking pretty
Radiant's
darn
top
sparse.
barracks are under attack.
Glyph is available. Range Rex will be the initial
Radiant's
target.
top
They'll fall
barracks has
handily,
fallen.
and they won't even glyph for
Radiant's
the
top
melee
barracks
racks. They'll just
has
let it
fallen.
fall. Recognizing they can't make a hold anyhow, now the rotation towards the tier 2 mid.
I can't believe that tier 2 mid
That'll
was
be
still
it.
up this long.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. I thought it was dead this entire time because of the way the
Radiant's
Newbie was
middle
playing. But
tower
no,
is
they
under
actually
attack.
dedicate roster wards to it as well. Which
I don't know if that was necessary.
I think
but
they don't want to risk anything. I think they're going to back up
Radiant's
after this because the
middle
Aegis
tower
did
has
disappear.
fallen.
So they're just going to wait for the Roshan because it should be spawning. Well, we'll find out how long it's going to be spawning within the next 30 seconds or so.
Yeah. What do you think about these treants, Fog?
Which ones? Are they ugly?
I don't like that they drop the little M&Ms after they die. There's just little, like, yellow balls laying around on the ground. That's the one thing I don't like about them, but
They're cute.
they're okay. I like them better than the stupid Dire Tide ones. I really don't like the pumpkins.
I can dig it. They
But,
look funny when they're walking.
Yeah. I just don't understand why they have little M&Ms in their backside, though. Like, what is the orange ball? Is that their life force? It's a tree growing on a beach ball? Like, it's just...
This is what we're talking about.
What are they supposed to be? Well, I mean...
Yeah, you might as well.
know.
Like the game is, it's
I
looking
feel
very
like
grim for LGD.
I feel like we've theory
unfortunately.
crafted this to death.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward what Newbee are doing, and they could probably end this a little bit faster, but they just simply don't need to. With the late game advantage, there's no reason to take unnecessary risks, and you can see that using the roster wards on the tier 2. They're making the safe plays. So
Yeah, keeping the lanes pushed in as best as possible. Fury on his side, but he's actually not been spamming his ult nonstop. He's been holding it a bit of the time, but for the most part, he's been using it when the lanes are even close to crossing their river. And yeah, Newbee's just farming all over the place. Visage is picking up a vitality booster, so he's just going tanky. And hopefully it's an Atos.
Yeah.
Roland, I really hope so,
All
man.
right.
Not enough Atos.
do you dig on the Atos, Fog? Is that your
I
main
hope so,
jam?
man. Atos is amazing on Visage, too.
I've seen it mostly picked up to break Lincolns because of the long range.
Yeah.
That seems like the last 2 or 3 Rod of Owies I've seen, that's been their primary utility. No Lincolns this game, though. So if that's the route he's going, it's
It's good to kite Wraith King.
yeah.
I mean, the BKB's
That's
only been
true.
used once, so it's only at 9 seconds. It's at 9 seconds, so it's not the biggest deal. But now Rabbit does spend all of his gold. He's got Mjolnir. He's got his MKB up, so he's gonna be dishing out, like I said, quite a fair amount of damage.
But no buyback.
But no buyback, and it's is it really gonna be enough? I don't think so.
It's a mid-tier Roche respawn, middle of the road, so Newbee won't get that lucky RNG of a super fast Roche, but I'm sure they'll be able to secure a third Roche in a fairly timely manner. And
Yeah. It's looking quite grim. Puck did pick up a Sheepstick too, and Shiva's picked up by the Doom, but, you know.
Two decent items. If they can find good initiation on the Anti-Mage with the Scythe of Vice, perhaps that could be their golden ticket. The problem is Newbee have had the Aegis in most of these fights, so, I mean, even with the Doom in that last engagement, we saw them lock down the AM, but there was just no damage to follow it up.
Anti-Mage picking up his Basher, so that's a great pickup. I mean, if you're going to go for the BKB, you don't want to go BKB and Heart. You want to go BKB into Abyssal, because then you can just, you blink on anybody and they're basically dead. You blink on them, BKB, pop your Manta, bye-bye, Mana Void. And we haven't even, we've barely even seen him use Mana Void at all because of how just, you know, ratty this game has been. They've just been split pushing all over the place. They're not trying to pick engagements that they don't need to.
And a lot of the kills, it seems like he just kills them so fast that Mana Void's not even an issue. They run out of health before they run out of mana.
Yeah. I mean, Rubik did pick up a gem a bit ago, so they're trying to get a little bit of map control, but like I've been saying majority of the time in this game, Roche actually does spawn up, and the LGD's trying to sneak it in. They're actually going to get it.
I like this.
Familiar spots it, but this might drop fast enough for them, so this is a really nice move by them, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
This is the dire vision. Xiao Wei TP's forward. He drops the Sprout in, gives them the much-needed vision. Oh no, this could be a disaster for LGD. Where's the fight going to break out? Right into the pit. There's your primal split. Doom pops the BKB very early. So does Rabbit. Still saving the ultimate. They'll go into Xiao Wei. He gets force stab for now. And
oh, he does Doom it. How though?
Okay. That pops the ulti, but there's just no follow-up. Nature's Prophet will finish off the puck around the backside. I'm looking at the Doom and the Wraith King here. Let's take a look. Xiao Wei chasing down DDC. Moo hops forward. Will Thunderclap. Oh no, it's just a disaster. Nature's Prophet will fall.
Here comes the Anti-Mage. Doom's gone, and he's running right in there, and this is going to be the problem. Rabbit, they're going to burn his mana. Oh, they don't burn the mana. He does get the Reincarnate off. Rubik's still running away with the ulti, but they're all alive.
Nature's Prophet buys back.
And they're going to chase Rabbit. Oh, and they block him, and Rabbit's going to go down, and he has no buyback. That's the game.
Yeah, what a blink from Howl right there. Xiao Wei was in position, even if he made it out. Has now picked up a Crystallis. He's hitting hard, and he's hitting fast.
Completely kited in that entire team fight. They used... It just wasn't enough. They just got the 4 stabs all over the place. They doomed Howl, but he just walked away. He was like, okay, what are you doing?
Yeah, and there it is. GG. Nothing they can do. Oh,
I mean, well played there by LGD. A couple mistakes from Newbee as well. But for the most part, their aggressive trialing worked okay. But then the puck, he just didn't really do too much. He got the first blood on the Panda, so I thought he was going to snowball completely. But then he just went top, had treads without a Blink Dagger, died, goes another place, gets picked off again, and just gave up way too much without doing enough as the puck, I feel like. He was only level 15 at the end of the game as a mid-solo puck.
Yeah, he just got completely shut down. Doom and Wraith King both had a lot of farm in the early stage of that game, but they just couldn't really translate it into anything, it felt like. Anti-Mage just had run-of-the-mill, and, well, Newbee with all of that Rat Dota, they were able to push all the lanes around, and at the end of the day, that extra bit of gold gave Anti-Mage the edge he needed, and it just felt like Newbee had control of that game kind of from the 15-minute point forward, something like that. Once they started pressuring all the lanes at once, it came clear that LGD just had no way to deal with it.
Yeah, LGD did pick one really good fight after Newbee got the Roshan.
Scoot this way, man.
But, I'm leaning too
far.
Come on now. Jesus.
I know I smell bad, but you're trying to scoot away from me here.
No, yeah, I mean, they did get a decent engagement, but at the same time, like...
That was a joke. I actually smell good.
Really?
I smell okay. I smell neutral. I think.
Okay.
Okay, all right, good. Pass the fog sniff test. That's what I'm talking about. See what I just baited you into there?
Oh, God. But yeah, I mean...
Sorry.
Overall... LGD just their entire lineup just depended a lot on the early game, and if they weren't able to snowball, if the game gets into late game versus a Fury and Anti-Mage, I think everybody knows what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, Newbee take a win over LGD. Coming up next is DK versus IG up here on BTS2. So, things still looking interesting, but the big kahuna, the kind of Chinese El Clasico, if you will, coming up next. I'm Zyori, this guy's Fogged. We'll have a short break, and then more Dota 2 will resume after this.